But first, Diagnosis Debt Rescue. News 5 getting rid of $1.5 million of medical debt right here in Northeast Ohio.
We've teamed up with a group called RIP Medical Debt that buys your bills and decimates the debt. 5-year side investigator Jonathan Walsh is leading the charge.
Yeah, Jonathan, we've gotten a big response from this program.
Absolutely. I mean, people from all over the place are telling us how excited they are about the chance to have their bills wiped clean. And it's so needed in our area. Just ask Timothy Majors, whose medications are many and his debt is rising.
It's starting to get to be overwhelming and out of control.
48-year-old Timothy Majors from Olmsted Falls had no idea his body was working with just one kidney back in 2011.
But when that second one fails, now you're in trouble.
After 5 years on dialysis, he was fortunate. He got a kidney transplant, but that life-saving surgery came with side effects.
I didn't know about all the complications. I didn't know about the side drugs that I was going to have to take.
He had been taking 36 pills a day, anti-rejection drugs. He's now down to about 15, but he's on disability, unable to pay the thousands of dollars for treatments and his meds.
They stopped delivering because my bill got so high.
They just won't send you.
They won't
here.
send them anymore, no.
It's odd where ideas can come from and miracles can happen.
With people just like Timothy in mind, Jerry Ashton co-founded RIP Medical Debt with Craig Antico. News 5 just donated $15,000 to that organization, which is wiping out, get this, $1.5 million worth of medical debt in Northeast Ohio.
It's a miracle that we were able to get into this industry.
Their nonprofit organization came from the Occupy Wall Street movement 8 years ago. Jerry says one group involved in that movement wanted to abolish medical debt. But when Occupy ended, that group decided not to move forward.
And we looked at each other and we said, well, we can't let this idea drop.
Interesting thing, Jerry and Craig were debt collectors, had been for decades, hitting the streets, collecting debts of all kinds, including medical. They saw the system, they knew what was going on, they wanted to do something differently for the millions of people across the country in medical debt.
I mean, it's staggering. I mean, where do we start is what happens in our minds.
It was long hours, long weeks, long years putting together a national nonprofit having such lofty goals. They knew they had to buy the debt from collection agencies for as little as possible.
The value of a debt is based on how much you imagine you can collect.
And if agencies aren't getting the money they thought, that's when RIP Medical Debt steps in.
That's why there's an ability to work with these collection companies and abolish the debt that they'll never have a chance of collecting, but they constantly keep trying.
And that's where donors come in too, companies like Scripps and News 5. Donations help wipe out crushing medical debt.
I don't think we've ever worked for a better boss than the people who are donating money to us.
And they're all working together for people like Timothy, whose medication bills are growing, along with his bills for treatment.
I can understand why people stop paying because they just can't afford it and they go back into kidney failure.
Wow. And Timothy says he's been told now he makes too much from his disability benefits to get more coverage for his condition. So guys, that's just one of many reasons why we're doing this, trying to help in any way we can to avoid that scenario and so many others.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to stress, this is random, totally random, right?
Yeah, so we've been getting some calls and emails. We should note that we don't have the ability to choose here. We made the donation to RIP Medical Debt, and it bought whatever debt was available at the time, so it is random. But we do know we will be buying up to about 800 debts total in counties all over Northeast Ohio.
And that's a big number there.
Big number, yep, for sure.
All right, okay, thank you, Jonathan.
You bet.
Amazing work. So guess what? When you get these golden envelopes and letters, go ahead and contact us at 888-WEWS-TIP, or you can email Jonathan Walsh directly. That's jonathan.walsh@wews.com, and we want to share your good news with all of the viewers, so hit us up.